Well, welcome to STOBO On, and today I'm off to Castle Combe. So I've got the Mercury motorcycle track training at level 2. So it's I think about 06:53, so it's bloody early. It's frigging cold, and I've got about an hour's ride over to Castle Combe to go through all the briefing and then start my training and get on track. It's pretty bloody cold though. I don't like the cold. Which I don't like the cold, I don't like the rain. I only like nice warm weather. I've obviously done all my sort of track prep yesterday, and I'll post a little video of that shortly where you can see exactly what I did to make sure that my bike is okay for the track. Just going to do the test thing now. Yep. I'm going to shut up now because it's too early to talk. I don't like being out on the road this early, but I'll get back to you later. God, it's cold. As I'm out on track today, I actually got on my leathers with all the knee sliders and all that stuff, and it's friggin' freezing. So Castle Combe is on the other side of Mallory. It's 37 miles to go from Newbury. It's not a bad road. You've got the A4 between Newbury and Hungerford, then a nice stretch of road between Hungerford and Mallory, and then a short distance after that is the Castle Combe circuit. Now, I've been here, I think it's my second time at Castle Combe. They're quite restrictive on noise. I think it's 103 decibels. So that you don't break noise limits and upset all the people that move there long after probably the circuit was there, but hey. So it's 103 decibels. Now the acrophobic I've got on the 200 is quite loud, so I actually bought a track baffle for it, which I fitted on Sunday as part of my, or yesterday, whatever day it is today, which is part of the setup I do whenever I go on track. That's mainly because I took my S1000R to Mallory Park for the James Whitham track training, which is a brilliant course. Obviously James Whitham was there on track giving you guidance, a really sort of high ratio or low ratio, whatever it is, so there wasn't many students to professional riders, and it was Ironman TT winners, the World Superbike winners there training you, so it was really, really good. But anyway, I'm digressing. The reason why I've got the track baffle in here to try and calm this down is I took my S1000R. It was actually my very, very first track day ever. So I did look at the Mallory Park to see what the noise restriction was. Then, like a dickhead, I didn't bother getting a noise meter. I just tested it with my mobile phone, and I thought, well, that's easy, it's going to pass. I think it was 104 decibels, I can't remember, but anyway, so I tested it with a mobile phone, which it must have it, did say on the website, don't test with a mobile phone, they're not accurate, but it came out at 100, so I thought, well, even if it's not accurate, I'll still pass because I've got like 4% to play with. No. So I rode all the way up from Newbury up to Leicester. I actually stayed with my sister the night before, so in Nottingham, so it wasn't that much of a jaunt across. But got there nice and early, got a good spot in one of the garages, which was nice. Then you have to go for scrutineering or noise testing, and it failed because I'd got a short Akapovic on it. Now, I don't know if anyone's been to Mallory, but once you're in the pits, it's in the middle of the track. So obviously they told me to go and warm the bike up when it failed. It might be because it's cold, switch it out of sport mode, all things like that. And I kept trying and still couldn't get it through. So they said, right, you can't ride. So that was 300 quid for the track day or whatever it was. I think about £370 at the time for track insurance, to make sure I've got track day cover. So I thought, oh great, that's like a plus all the petrol, having to buy my sister dinner, which I don't mind. Yes, I thought, great, I've now got to go home. And like I said, I don't know if anyone knows, but Mallory Park, the pits is in the middle of the track. So by this time, everyone's whizzing around the track in the first group. So I said to the guy, I went, well, what am I supposed to do? He said, well, you're going to have to wait till lunchtime. So I said, you're joking, aren't you? I can't wait till lunchtime, it's like 3 hours away. I don't want to just sit here and watch other people have loads and loads of fun. And I think I must have had my puppy dog eyes, as my wife calls them, and looked sad and dejected. And he said, all right, go on track, we'll get you on the fly-by noise, and if you pass that, then you can carry on with the rest of the track day. So I thought, brilliant. So went on track, first time ever. It was really, really good, loved it. Coming past where I knew the noise detector was, which is on the start-finish straight, where the sort of tower is that overlooks the track. So I think you come round the Devil's Elbow and then you hit the straight. So I did what all people do to prove that your bike's nice and quiet. I shut off just as I went through it all, and never got pulled up, and I did the whole track day. So not saying Mallory Park will allow anyone to do that sort of thing, but like I said, whether it was the puppy dog eyes or just the sheer look of disappointment on my face knowing that I couldn't go on track, that the guy felt sorry for me. But I had an absolutely brilliant day there. James Whitham, really, really nice guy. I actually got a photo of him with my bike, which I'll put up now, and he was just really, really good. So I've done 2 of those. The second one I did was again same place, Mallory Park. Did it again. Met a mate of mine who I had the S1000R again at the time, and my mate had mine was the sort of M Sport one, so the red, white and blue sport version, very nice. And my mate had a jet black one, and we both whizzing round having lots of fun. He was in the group above me. He was a far, far better rider. I was in the novice group because I'm old and I'm not that fast. But unfortunately for him, he went, I think it was again the Devil's Elbow, just before you come onto the straight, high-sided it, and his bike got absolutely total. Again, I'll put a picture up here somewhere, or that side, wherever it's going to go, and his bike got absolutely total. Now, I think he broke his collarbone and a few other bits and bobs, but his S1000R was basically destroyed. Subframe, tank, handlebars, screen, exhaust, wheels. You know, I think in the end it was sold all for scrap. And he actually bought what I've got, which is a 209 V4 1100 factory. I must admit, he bought his first and I bought mine after. Anyway, I'm digressing. So, the reason why I mention this story is not to, like, track days dangerous, aren't I some sort of hero going on a track? No. We all know this sport mode cycling, whether you ride for fun, or you race, or you go on track days, or you do motocross, or whatever it might be, it is dangerous. So is parascending, so is skydiving, so is rock climbing, so is potholing. Lots of things that people love to do is dangerous. But hey, the reason I mention it is because I mentioned earlier that I've got track day insurance. Now, I always get it, and it is expensive. Like, for today's track day at Castle Combe, it was 267 quid, which is not a small amount of money on top of the 260 quid for the actual track day itself. Which again, I know there's track days, no limits, etc., a lot cheaper, but I like to do training as opposed to just going out on track. But anyway, the reason I mention it is because obviously I have track day insurance. Unfortunately, he didn't. So that ended up being about a £12,000 mistake. Oh, great. Cross the double white lines, which you can do, which is perfectly legal when there's traffic blocking you. So that was a £12,000 cost to him, and a very, very expensive crash, let alone the pain and discomfort that he went through. Castle Combe Racing Circuit. Just finished my Mercury track training over at Castle Combe and time to head home. It's been a really good day. It didn't rain. Got 6 sessions in and I think my riding improved. I had some data logging on the bike that comes with the MIA module that I've had fitted to it. So I've got things like lean angle, speed, brake force, revs, and quite a bit of other telemetry that was actually collected from it. I'll try and put some images up of some of the more interesting stuff up here somewhere, or maybe over here. So it was really good. I think I improved as the day went on. I think I was averaging about, according to the stats, it was like 90 miles an hour, which seemed a little bit fast to me, but that's what the telemetry said. I was doing 90 miles an hour average, or 92, but again, I'll pop up a little screenshot here straight from the app. Or that side, I don't know which side it will, I'll put it on, but I'll put it on one. But a really, really good day. There was a few spills, I think, not in our group, but because we was on level 2, but there certainly was in, I think, level 3, the sort of top group. It was their sort of 3rd year or 3rd time to do the course, because each course gets progressively more advanced. And there was a couple of spills, and also we heard at the end somebody in level 1, which is introduction sort of track racing and track riding, somebody got black flagged. So I don't know what they did, but apparently it's the first time in Mercury's history that somebody's been black flagged. Like I said earlier, I really enjoyed the track training, but I thought I'd just walk you through what we did during the day. So bear with me, might be a little bit boring, but you never know. You might learn something about track days if you've never been on one before. So once I got there, I signed in, signed the waiver saying basically I'm not going to sue the shit out of them if I injure myself, and that no liability whatsoever will be placed on Mercury or the track, which is pretty much standard stuff for track days. Once I'd signed that, I then went for the noise test, where we had to pass 104 decibels, which the Aprilia did. I've got an Akrapovic end cam, which is very loud, but I've actually bought a race baffle to put in there, had it specially made for it, that reduces it down, and it came in at 101. So past that, not a problem. So after that we go for a safety briefing, and this is typical of all track days. You have to have a mandatory safety briefing where they'll basically go through what all the flags mean, what you can and can't do on the track. You know, what does the red flag mean, what does yellow and red flag mean, what does checkered flag, what black flag, what happens, lights around the circuit, these sorts of typical things. Anyway, so yes, then we went through that. Then we met our instructor, who's a really nice guy called Rich, who owns Luigi Moto. They do Ducati, I think repairs, servicing. He's got a couple of race bikes. I think he runs a race team. He's an ex-racer himself. Really, really nice guy. And I was allocated along with 3 other people to him. So it was like a 4 students to 1 instructor. So really, really good ratio. You don't normally get that sort of ratio on traditional track days, but this is a track training day, so it's slightly different. So then basically what happens is you join the Mercury one, is that you have, typical format is sort of 20 minutes classroom where they'll set basically an exercise for you to do when you actually then go on track straight after that 20 minutes for your 20 minutes track session. And we ran a variety of different exercises throughout the 6 sessions. Right, I'll be back to you in a minute. We just hit the national speed limit, so